What's good, gamers? It's your boy Beast Gamer Kuma here with UnkamenSoul. This guy, the myth, the legend, the one of the Sentai. Speaking awesome. Known for a while. How you doing, good sir?
I am good. I am well. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's Saturday, man. I'm just chilling, getting my gaming on, and you know, it's about time for a new Born with a Controller segment. Because people be asking. And right now, you are the subject of the matter. So.
Sounds good to me.
Exactly. I hope it would. So, as always, we're going to start off real easy. Then it's going to get a little bit complicated. Then it's going to be fun. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go with this. So, what is your first initial memory of the first game you ever played?
My first initial memory of the first game I ever played. I forget how young I was, probably 4 or 5 years old, but an older brother of mine took my twin and I to one of his friends' houses. And I remember they went to go grab something from the kitchen or somewhere away from the game room they were playing in. The game was the Super Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I didn't do too much with it, but what I do remember, I messed around with that digging mini game past halfway through the game, and I ended up getting them a piece of heart through the troubles. That was the first memory I had, and frankly, I am very happy with that memory myself.
Wow, so that's actually an advanced level game for a youngster. I'm actually impressed by that. I mean,
I didn't do too much. It was just a digging mini game, so it wasn't that bad.
Understandable. And how did this lead you on to other games? What was like, when did you initiate to like your parents, like, I want my own system?
Well, with that, when I first did that, I wanted to do more in other games. Now, being a kid, it'd be hard to ask immediately, but I think certain things would lead to my twin and I doing stuff and our parents seeing that we want game things. Like, we ended up getting the Sega Genesis and then stuff like the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation. They eventually got to see that we wanted games, and we ended up getting lots and lots of games if we were good little kids. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And especially when I got a job and then had to pay for my own game stuffs. When I don't have to worry about bills, those are usually the first things I go for.
Damn right, I got you. All right, so at that still tender age, when did you initiate that you was born with a controller? Meaning, what was that game that you conquered that set the pathway to your gaming, career, your gaming legacy?
That I'm not too sure of, but I think one possible answer might be the Sonic and Knuckles collection. Actually, that was a thing they sold at Jack in the Box years and years ago, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get past the Carnival Night Zone Act 2, but when I did, and when I was able to get past that, and then go either finish Sonic 3 or finish Sonic 3 and Knuckles after I did that, something clicked, and I wanted to play a lot more games and beat a lot more games and enjoy a lot more games. Once I got past that annoying drum in Carnival Night Zone Act 2 and Sonic 3, something just clicked, and I wanted to do a lot more.
Ooh, so you got that initial taste for battle and challenge, so you wanted to continue that legacy.
And it still continues very fresh today.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, you mentioned that you have a twin, right?
Yes.
So how did that initiate between you two? Were you the player two? Were he the player two? I mean, how did that work? I don't want to assume that it's he is like a twin sister or a twin brother.
It's a twin brother. Okay. 1 minute younger than me, technically, just for birth certificate purposes.
I know he's going to love that.
Well, if anything, I did say birth certificate purposes, so there's that. But anyway, I wouldn't even say he was a player too. It was more we took turns. So one of us played, another watched, and it alternated. And so he got very much entirely that same taste. And we are still very much like that now.
Okay, did y'all venture off into different genres of video game, or y'all stuck to the same path? I mean, elaborate on that.
We mostly stuck to the same path, but as the years passed, I'd say when I ended up getting better at fighting games, because for the longest time, he beat me more than I beat him. But then I ended up getting better, so he doesn't play those as much, but he will still play some, especially if there's a story involved. And he plays more, say, first-person shooters than I do. Like, he's big on that Destiny 2 right now that I'm thinking about trying, although I haven't played the first one. But other than stuff like that, we play quite a bit of the same stuff. Like, JRPGs are our number one genre for the both of us.
And which one is your favorite JRPG? I know that's a bold question.
That is a hard one because I have not gone through every console, therefore I haven't gone through every JRPG, but I can tell you that one of my favorites is from the Nintendo DS, a little-known Square Enix JRPG called The World Ends With You. Its characters appeared in Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS and PS4, if anybody needed any reference. But one of my favorite JRPGs is The World Ends With You.
Yeah, I sold a lot of those copies when I was working at a video game store. That was actually an intriguing game. I mean, what was your favorite character in that game?
Honestly, I'd say my favorite, if we wanted to be boring, I'd say it is Neku Sakuraba, the main character. Because you see real growth within him, being an angsty teenager after having been killed. And then as he goes through the game, you see that he grows more of a soul and actually cares about the people he helps out.
Yeah, that sounds bold. Is that like a connection with you and the character?
Kind of think of it, I think it might be. When I was in middle school, I used to be quite an angry little kid, but from then until effectively probably late junior and the whole senior year of high school, I had my shell broken of not being with myself anymore, actually wanting to talk to people in chat and whatnot. So I think to a lesser extent, I connected with him. And actually, I used to be a bit of a shut-in with video game stuff, but now, since back then, I've wanted to hang out with people while still playing video games, but it's more fun to do that with people than by myself if I can. If I can't, I still enjoy myself with video games, but I always put people before video games now.
I feel you. So what kind of struggles did you endure while you was a gamer? I mean, honestly, I see people like myself that go through, those certain like scrutiny from people that when they hear that you're a gamer or you're a geek or you're nerdcore in certain aspects. How did you deal with that?
At first, I didn't deal with it very well. I got enough for my family, except for Sean, of course. My twin name is Sean. Gotcha. But I don't think I did all that much with that. I'd be picked on in middle school and high school. Sad thing is, in high school, I didn't realize I was being picked on for my nerdy tendencies. But I can't think of any concrete reasons concrete answers as to how I dealt with that. I just stuck to my own devices for the most part. If anybody gave me any crud about it, I'd probably either defend myself or give it back to them. No, on rare occasions, if someone said, "Why are you playing video games? That's no fun," or "That's a dumb thing," I'd probably say, "Okay, why do you drink? Why do you smoke? Why do you watch these sports? Why don't you play these sports?" That kind of thing. That's not something that happened often, but it was at times possibly the best answer I had.
Yeah, that's a good answer to me, to tell you the truth. And look at you now. You're doing streams. You're making a career out of it. So you came out as the winner in the end.
I'd say so, at the very least. But I'm not where I want to be yet. But I'm making moves, and I am confident that I will make those moves to finalization.
Yeah, that's understandable. I feel you on that. Yo, look, you making the moves. You doing things, and this is why we're here right now. This is why I'm interested in your story.
And I appreciate it.
So what led to you becoming UnkamenSoul? What is the origin of the name, my friend? Readers want to know.
The origin of the name comes from a tokusatsu series in Japan that's special effects. It's like Power Rangers, but it's a little different than that. It's called Kamen Rider. The Japanese meaning of Kamen is mask, like in Sailor Moon, we called that masked hero who helps the Sailor Scouts Tuxedo Mask. In Japan, they call him Tuxedo Kamen. I had decided probably, 4 or 5 years ago, something along those lines, that instead of holding in my love of video games and Japanese cartoons or Japanese shows like that, instead of holding that in and masking my enjoyment of those, I'd be unhinged. I'd be completely open about that kind of stuff. So while America could say uncommon, which is also a true thing for me, because I can't think of tons of people who have the same kind of taste of those video games and anime and TV shows like me. But I would think for anybody who knows the Japanese word kamen, they would see unmasked in that word. So I'd say uncommon is my name. I could be uncommon and unmasked about my love of things, video games, anime, and TV shows, that kind of stuff.
Dude, that is badass. I like the whole play in words too, with uncommon to uncommon. So that works. It works very well. Are you excited for the new Uncommon Fighter game that's coming out?
I actually feel I have reason to be, because it may be an arena fighter. It's not the biggest deal to me, but I can enjoy a good arena fighter. And that this does have English options, that it can have English text, and that the PS4, last I checked, doesn't have a region lock. I might actually go ahead and get that. The only thing I would worry about, I don't have a Japanese PSN to get DLC, but I'm not absolutely concerned about that, as long as I have the main writers, the main Heisei writers, like build that's going on right now, like Kamen Rider Kuga, which some friends in the Kamen Rider community kind of liken me to, or Kamen Rider Kabuto, a favorite of mine, or Kamen Rider W, that kind of stuff, Decade. I would like to think the next game that comes out, the next writer that comes out next year, that might be in a new game or something, maybe.
Well, you never know. This might come to an English release. So, I mean, just like Gundam Versus. So this might definitely get the popularity to become an English release. So don't fret. So what current projects are you working on right now at the moment?
Other than streaming, I can't think of too much, although I had been approached by another person in social media. They were hoping I could put together a commercial for their own podcast. So, or I don't know if it's a podcast or a video or like a vlog or some kind, but they were hoping I could put together a commercial using clips from my recent streams to show what kind of games I play or how I can react when I play some games, show how real I hopefully am, because I don't want to be anything less than that.
Oh, that's damn right. That's good. But go ahead. Sorry. Go on. Go on.
No, that's okay. Actually, I have thought of things I am working on to further improve the stream experience. One of these dreams I have is to play through my entire childhood through video games. To that end, I actually have on my Twitch channel a list of every game from the 4th and 5th generations of video games that I'm looking for, that if I were to go back in time, I'd play those, or if I already played them, I'd play them again. And right now, I'm actually working on organizing the games I have from those old consoles by date. I'm not too concerned about the modern consoles unless they have old games that I've played, such as the PlayStation 4 has stuff like Dark Cloud or Final Fantasy IX, for example. So I'm going through all those games and looking through organizing them by the US release date. And when I have that done, if I don't have tons of people coming in to watch me play these retro games, if nobody says a game they want to see next, I'll use that spreadsheet to go in chronological order where applicable. It's more of a backup thing, but it's still something I very much enjoy, and I feel better doing it. And it's getting there. It's getting there.
Hey, dude, that's all that's important. You doing something that you enjoy, and I like the idea, honestly, because I've been doing it for a couple of years right now. Got something set up for Halloween for a special review. But getting back to the point, what current games are you playing right now during your stream?
I can easily answer that. I'm playing JRPGs. action adventures. You know what? I need to give a couple of titles just for example, so those who don't know might have an idea. JRPGs like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, all from Square Enix. Action adventure games. There are a lot of different games that fit under that mold. Stuff like, say, Devil May Cry or Fire Emblem Warriors, something along those lines. Usually with action RPG, they tend to mix in what games I play. Then I play platformers like the recent Sonic Mania and the upcoming Super Mario Odyssey. Everybody's going to be looking for that, I'm sure, if they have Switch. And if they don't, they might look for a bundle with that. Then there's fighting games. I just finished getting, for the 30 base characters of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, all their colors. And now I want to practice with characters. No, I'll get the colors for the 3 DLC characters. Then I'll practice with characters. Then there's some shooters with story, like Borderlands and BioShock and Destiny, GoldenEye. They may have a bit more of a focus on competitive or co-op multiplayer, but they have stories that are worth going into. And with the exception of GoldenEye, I feel a sense of progression with those. So it's easier for me to get into because I feel like my efforts are bearing some kind of fruit while exploring a good story. Then there's some regular RPGs that might not come from Japan, like, was it Stories, The Path of Destinies, which I hear plays a bit like an arena fighter in its battles, but also has a story to go through and is made by an American team last I checked. I can't immediately think of, Mass Effect. I still need to get Mass Effect Andromeda because the trilogy moved me more than any American RPG I thought ever would. I still need to get Andromeda. Then retro games. Of course, that's more of a time than a type, but a lot of games that I played in the past, I have every enjoyment of the idea of playing again. Unless I don't like it, then I may want to finish it for the sake of being able to discuss with others what I liked or didn't like, or could find something good in those. And whatever the heck else I feel like. If there's something that looks fun that I haven't actually specified here, if it looks fun to me, I'm probably going to give it a shot. That ended up being Stardew Valley, actually, recently. Months ago, it feels like. I didn't know how much fun I'd have with that, but I'm having a blast with it.
God damn, you are definitely an all-around gamer, which I can enjoy. Jesus Christ. I saw this whole transformation of you naming every game and you going into this whole... It's crazy, man. That's what's up. Yeah, you got a lot on your plate, actually.
Yes, I do. And if anything, for anybody who wasn't aware of what games might fall in those genres, I wanted to be clear for that, make it easier on them. And then at the same time, there are the only few games I can't get myself to play are the more realistic sports and the more realistic shooters, and probably some more realistic sims.
Dude, I am with you on that. Honestly, I play video games for the fantasy. If I want to play football, I'll go outside and just play football, like for real. But I am playing, if the sports game has a fantasy element to it, I'll play it. Like currently I'm playing Mutant Football League. That's something I can get into. But if it's too real for me, nope.
Well, I can do something like NBA Jam or NFL Blitz or NBA Street or something like that. That's easier to do. It's not the typical having to keep track of all the teams and their injuries and their stats and trade values and all that. Actually, the one real sports game franchise I swear I can actually play is the PGA Tour games when it used to be Tiger Woods and the last one was Rory McIlroy.
But I really tried playing even that, but it still has to be a fantasy element to me. I was playing this one golf game on the PS Vita or PSP called Pogo or something like Peño, something like that. I can't remember. But it has to have that fantasy element, you know what I mean? There's a golf one on PS4 right now with giant robots playing golf.
Yes, 100-foot robot golf, I think it is.
Yes, that I can play. It has to have something goofy with it for me to play, or Hot Shots golf, something like that. I can't play the regular PGA golf.
Like everybody's golf. Some people have been talking about that in Golf Story on the Switch. Those I'd get into.
Or even in Grand Theft Auto 5, I can play golf. But if it's too real of a golf game, I can't do it.
That's okay. That's entirely understandable.
So, all right, so we're gonna go into something totally a little bit tough though. What is the worst game you have ever played that you will never want to touch ever again? And you pick whatever
I
genre.
actually haven't. I actually have an answer to that. Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric for the Wii U.
Oh my god, wasn't
It
it atrocious?
it felt worse than Sonic '06. Actually,
Dude, that
it
game was so broken, it's not even funny. I wanted to slap the developers.
it was too broken and it was too easy. It was obvious who could do what puzzles without any guesswork. The battling was too similar. The frame rate was atrocious. Not even appearances from Shadow the Hedgehog and Metal Sonic could save it.
I'm
It was that bad.
I guess I'm a big Sonic fan where I'm just like, how could you drop the ball on this? I mean, we came from Sonic Generations, and then I was kind of excited for Sonic Boom because I liked the design of Knuckles, but then the whole game was trash. It felt like alpha.
If anything, I wanted to give it a shot, but now I regret having done so. But I did at least finish it before I sold it. And I have the experience to tell people you could watch the cartoon Sonic Boom, but at the very least do not play Rise of Lyric on the Wii U. Although I've heard Fire and Ice on the 3DS might fare a little better, but my hopes are kind of shot for that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I do not blame you. All right, so shifting gears again. What are upcoming games you're looking forward to? I know there's a lot of games that's still coming out before the end of the year, but anything in 2018 you looking forward to?
One thing that comes to mind is Monster Hunter World. I haven't played enough Monster Hunter stuff. I do have 4 Ultimate and Generations for the 3DS, but that Monster Hunter World is going to be more of a console game. I'd like to think I'd end up wanting to play that a bit more than some of the others, although I want to get back to the other stuff and finish those stories, hard as it'll be. Shoot. I know. Square Enix's Dragon Quest 11. I've only played through a lot of Dragon Quest 8. I need to fix that. But what I've seen of Dragon Quest 11 and its bright colors and its nice size models on the PS4 version and the general stuff that I can enjoy in a JRPG, that is going to be a great Dragon Quest game, and I cannot wait to play that myself. And I already have this next one for the actually on the Super Nintendo Classic. Yes, it's on Super Nintendo Classic. But I'm still going to get the PS4 remake of Square Enix's Secret of Mana. I have not enjoyed that when I was a kid and all. I had it on the Wii Virtual Console. I have it on the Super Nintendo Classic, but I didn't give myself the time to touch it. This will be the absolute time to touch it when that comes out next year. I know I need to do it sooner, but better late than never.
Now, the one thing I do enjoy mostly when I go into your streams, you do a lot of news information for gamers. I mean, I know you mostly cater to whatever comes to your ear, and mostly it's FGC stuff. So, how do you like the FGC community so far? You know, how do you feel about it right now?
I myself feel bad that I'm not nearly as active as I was from 2011 to 2014, but I honestly see a good future for it right now because there are so many games to be playing in fighting. Like the arcade edition of Street Fighter V is a thing that might actually renew my interest. And I know plenty of people in it, and I hear there's bad things going on amongst its members, like some toxicity, but that comes with pretty much anything. But the fact that there's plenty of tournaments that have been heavily streamed by Twitch, for example, and that the developers are heading out to these tournaments to tell us new things going on, and that there's ways for people to get into it, whether playing or watching, or people around the country trying to welcome new people into the fold and try and teach them things. I like to focus on those aspects, and I like what I'm seeing. And I feel bad that I don't get myself enough time to do more FGC related things, but when I'm ready to go back into it fully, which I don't even think I ever did, or go back into it enough where I feel like I have a presence, I will feel so much better about myself because I feel like my skills waning a bit, but nothing I can't get back. And it's nice that here where I am, we do have a local community that's actually about to start back up next month or have another event next month. I tend to try and make as many of those as I can, and it's nice to know that it's available, feel welcome there, and I don't think there will be like a dying of the community anytime soon whatsoever. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing as it tries to reach out to more and more people, like Street Fighter V Arcade Edition will, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite does, and for any fans of that Rooster Teeth series Ruby, maybe with the hunters there, the girls in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, that might pull them in.
I hope they get their own game, to be honest. I'm a big Ruby fan.
Yeah, they got a few of their own games, but that they'll be in something like Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle along with other known video game, fighting game characters. Maybe that'd be a chance to try and ease them in as well.
Yeah, that might be the case. I especially would love to play with Aang. I mean, Yang wasn't Yang. Sorry, I keep on messing up her name.
Yes.
Yang is my favorite so far.
And yet somehow I forgot Dragon Ball FighterZ, how it looks effectively like what you see in the actual anime while being rendered in 3 dimensions.
Oh, yes.
That's probably going to be, from what I keep hearing and believing myself, one of the more, if not accessible, easier to get into fighting games that'll be a recent thing.
Honestly, after being in the beta for Dragon Ball FighterZ, I would love that same animation style for the Ruby fighting game.
That would deserve to happen. I don't know about Ruby fighting game, but I just know there are going to be characters in that Blaze Blue.
Oh, I know. I'm just having a wishful thought. I'm just having a wishful thought.
Oh no, that's okay.
As we come to the close, dude, I want to say thank you for sitting with us. You gave us a whole insight to your life as a gamer, gave us some interesting news as always. As I would like to ask everybody in the interview, leave something behind for future gamers out there, words of wisdom. Please go, set your words of wisdom for the new gamers out there.
I actually have a saying for myself, but I'm willing to spread it. Don't let anybody doubt you until you doubt you. If you have a dream and it's not going to hurt anybody, but it's something that makes you happy and you feel you have the potential to make something out of it, don't let money be the first thing you go for. Let it be a way to continue to do what it is you love, especially if it's to entertain others. That's a mindset I live by. And we need money in the world and all to do things, but I want it more to help pay the bills and to be able to do this than to just say, hey, I'm rich doing what I love. I want what I love to be my first priority. And I don't want people to be getting in my way when I'm trying to do this. And to you all, I say, if you have a dream that doesn't hurt people, if it doesn't hurt anybody and it's something you're passionate about, don't let anything stand in your way. And like I say again, don't doubt yourself. Don't let anybody doubt you unless you start to doubt you.
Damn, that was perfect, man. Damn. Yo, give it up for UnkamenSoul. Check out his Twitch channel. Please drop a line of your Twitch channel, sir.
That would be twitch.tv/UnkamenSoul.
All right. And you have a schedule or you just stream like, whenever?
On the weekends, Friday through Sunday, I stream whenever, but I tend to have a set time right now, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now. Dope. And I tend to have a schedule also actually posted on my Twitch channel so you would know what to expect when. If I don't have a scheduled time there, I got all kinds of social media links on my Twitch to follow me because I'll post at least one of those things when I'm going live.
All right, yo. Special shout out to UnkamenSoul. This is another segment of Born with the Controller. Please check out the links in the description below where you can check out his Twitch channel, the website for Kumazoku Entertainment, and all other interviews that we have had. So, let's see your story next time. Let's hear from you. Hit me up anytime. And without further ado, be stout.